First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. On tonight's episode of Match of the Day, art imitates life. We've got the last winners of the First Division when it was the Premier competition, and the last winners for the FA Carling Premiership, the current Premier competition. Man United Leeds Game 1.
Ian Hart on the left. Plays it towards the Australian Harry Kewell. Hasselbank!
After taking a battering away from home, can West Ham United's home form be their resurgence? Liverpool were the visitors to Upton Park.
He's getting hounded out of it here. It's back for Berkovic with a left foot strike.
And can Arsenal continue their brilliant form? They were away to Goodison Park against Everton. All the highlights from that game to come.
Vieira to drive forward again for Arsenal. Delightful from right. Unlucky from Anelka.
We have all the goals this weekend here in the Premiership. And all the knowledge. Although we couldn't find it, so Trevor and Trevor are going to fill in. But first and foremost, we'll start at the game that took place this afternoon at Ellen Road. Manchester United are unbeaten this season and just starting to strike their form in Europe and in the Premiership. Domestically, Leeds United have had an inconsistent start. Could there be the chance where Leeds turn their season around? Or for Man United and Roy Keane, is this look away now, United fans.
Plenty has changed at Ellen Road since Leeds' last win over Manchester United 2 years ago. The goal scorers that day were McAllister, Yeboah and Dean, but whilst they have all moved on, one thing hasn't changed, and that's this crowd's appetite to beat their old rivals. Reigning Premiership champions Manchester United stroll into town on the back of good form as they look to continue yet another charge towards the title. Standing in their way is a Leeds side that is beginning to find its feet under George Graham. Their summer signings are gelling, and there's a sense that the good times could be returning to this part of Yorkshire. Hasselbank and Hopkin have been amongst the goals, whilst Bowyer and Haaland have picked up 7 yellow cards between them so far this season. Alex Ferguson makes 4 changes from the win over Chelsea, with Cruyff preferred to Giggs on the left flank. Scholes, Pallister and Gary Neville return to Manchester United's starting 11. There's a tremendous atmosphere. The home fans hopeful of a memorable afternoon. This is Radebe. Gives the ball away to Roy Keane. That's dreadful. And he redeems himself, the South African, with a very strong tackle. Roy Keane is in agony though. Radebe got the ball, but in doing so, he has done some damage to Manchester United's skipper. Went down clutching his knee. And that is the end of Roy Keane's afternoon. Manchester United's tactics gone out the window with the loss of their talismanic midfielder. That is a huge blow for Manchester United. Haaland plays it out towards Hopkin. Hasselbank for Leeds. Rod Wallace. Decent effort from 20 yards or so. Comfortable for Schmeichel. First shot on target though goes the way of the home team. Ian Hart on the left. Plays it towards the Australian, Harry Kewell. Hasselbank! A real chance for the Dutchman. Got in a glorious position in the middle of the area. The delivery found its head, but Hasselbank couldn't find the back of the net. Sheringham plays it off to Butt, who replaced Roy Keane, and now Phil Neville on this left-hand side. Butt continued his run and wins a corner for Manchester United. Quarter of an hour played, and it's the first corner of the afternoon. Beckham over it. Sheringham with the header, which is comfortably off target. Good delivery from Beckham. Sheringham found space. Cleared away. Only as far as Haaland. This is Lee Bowyer. Rod Wallace! Brilliant save by Peter Schmeichel. Wallace trying to catch out. Schmeichel at his near post. But he couldn't. Strong effort with his left foot, but strong hands from Schmeichel. Jordi Cruyff. Now Neville. Sheringham! Leeds bundled the ball away. That was a real chance for Teddy Sheringham, and now this is Hasselbank going up the other end for Leeds. Haaland plays it towards Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, who really should have done better. Schmeichel wins the battle, but he probably shouldn't have been given any chance to win the battle. It's a good save though. Just how many points has that man won for Manchester United over the years? Hopkin, good header down to Haaland. Half an hour played here at Ellen Road. Haaland fouled by Scholes. Signed from Nottingham Forest in the summer. Strong challenge by Scholes. And a set piece, which Ian Hart likes the look of. Headed away and Cole for Manchester United. Beckham tries to find Sheringham, who gets his shot away and hits the post, and this is Cruyff! Oh, wonderful from Hopkin! Absolutely sensational defending to deny Jordi Cruyff, who had an open net ahead of him. Sheringham took his shot early, rattled the post, and Cruyff denied by Hopkin. Superb from the Leeds United man. Beckham picks the ball up from Cole. Tries to find Sheringham at the back post. The ball goes out for a throw-in. This is Hasselbank. Looks like a very astute signing from Boa Vista. He's centre forward. This is Gary Kelly. Hopkin, lovely ball towards Hasselbank. The two summer signings combining there. And is that a penalty? Jeff Winter points at the spot. Ronnie Johnson came steaming in on Hasselbank. Alex Ferguson below me is apoplectic, as are his team, but it is a penalty. Johnson came flying in, clipped Hasselbank in the face. David Hopkin scores for Leeds. 35 minutes on the clock, and it's David Hopkin who breaks the deadlock. He's been in the goals in the early weeks of the season, but that one just may well mean more than any others. Schmeichel tried to psych out Hopkin. but the midfielder held his nerve to give Leeds the lead from 12 yards. Phil Neville into Beckham. Sheringham fouled by Haaland. Referee Jeff Winter just having a word with the midfielder. Ticking off for Haaland. Certainly clipped the ankle of the England striker there. David Beckham likes the look of this one. Oh, it's a wonderful save by Martin. We saw Beckham score for England a couple of weeks ago. Sheringham! Well, Manchester United twice coming close there. It was a great save initially by Martin. The ball fell to Phil Neville on the left, and Sheringham's header hits the side netting. And before that header, Beckham unlucky with his set piece. Kuehl. This is Alan Smith. The teenager plays it back out to Kuehl. Hasselbank! Not for the first time. Should have done better with his header. Lovely delivery from Harry Kuehl. And from 6 yards, Hasselbank really should be burying that one. That should have been game over. We've had 3 minutes of the stoppage time. Phil Neville. Beckham on the edge. Scholes. Hasselbank wins the ball back for Leeds. They're cheering in the stands because this is a memorable win for Leeds United. Manchester United beaten by David Hopkins' penalty. This is the match that these supporters want to win more than any other. And George Graham's side have all 3 points. There wasn't much in the game. But Ronnie Anson's foul on Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank gave David Hopkins the opportunity from 12 yards, which he took. And it's Leeds United's night. They've won 1-0.
Well, Trevor, first and foremost, we've got to talk a little bit there about what took place, particularly to Roy Keane. It didn't look a good injury, did it? No, it really didn't. I think they've said cruciate, so I think that's his season over and done with. And I think it'll be a big loss to Man United because last season in particular, and the season before, he was a real driving force, man of the match in the cup final. Really was their sort of linchpin for getting that side playing some excellent football. So it's a real shame the year's out. Well, we talk about Man United's woes, but what about Leeds United? Was that a penalty? I've seen them given, but it's that inconsistency, and I think that's sometimes what annoys ex-pros and players, and when you're playing the game, it's when you feel you've been wronged, so to speak. And his hand does catch, Jonsson does catch Hasselbank, but sometimes they're given, sometimes they're not. It's harsh, but maybe it's the sort of penalty you get at home. Well, in another game that took place here today in the Premiership at the moment, West Ham United were thoroughly beaten by Arsenal 4-0 at Highbury when they travelled last weekend. This week they're at Upton Park, and Upton Park has been a bit of a fortress for them at the moment. Despite their poor league form at the moment, West Ham United going quite well. Liverpool were the visitors today, and obviously this was the famous game that took place last season, which really saw Liverpool's season fall apart. Could it be the big turnaround for them in this one? Commentary in this one comes from Trev Champion.
Well, this is a chance for West Ham United to make a big statement in front of their own fans today. 10 points behind Liverpool, who've had a certainly quite different start to the season. It's been rather stop-start for the Hammers on the end of an unfortunate hiding by Arsenal, but they line up pretty much the same today, with a difficult day for that back four of Dix, Pearce, Impey and Ferdinand predicted. Liverpool will be hoping to continue their momentum in that chase for top four and hopefully the Premiership at the end of it. Intercepted by Ince, and here's Michael Owen. He made a tremendous impact against Blackburn a few weeks ago, finding Kvarmer, and now Ince, Leonardson, and Riedler trying to lay it off. He's got a second chance here. Leonardson again, McAteer, but he was going to swing one in with the left foot there. Here's Ince. Leonardson, Liverpool patient build-up here. Riedler on the right foot. Riedler, good stop by McCloskey. Instinctive strike from Riedler, who didn't have a lot of room but made the most of it. Long ball out to Sinclair was good, and the first touch was nice too. Link up between himself and Hartson. Sinclair a lot wider than he usually would be here, but he's got a chance to cross if he can. He's getting hounded out of it here. It's back for Berkovic with a left foot strike. Pushed round the post. David James with a fine stop. But that's a bit of positivity for the West Ham support. Ince and Murphy now. That looked like a trip. It was, and the referee's going to issue a yellow card there. It was a little blatant from Lomas. Murphy just nudging it past him with the instep, and yeah, he can have no complaints. It's going to be Ince. Floated in towards Owen, who won it well. Berger left foot. Oh, I say, what a goal! It's Patrick Berger. And you can do nothing about that. David James applauds it, and rightly so. It's as good a strike as we've seen this season. Owen hasn't the height, but he got the jump, and it's instinctive. So little backlift from Berger. McCloskey just did not see it coming, and it arrowed inside that near post. James goes long. Owen with the touch for Leonardson. It didn't quite work out. Here's Moncur, chance for West Ham to break here. And Hartson with a little flick for Kitson. Kitson trying to hold it off there, and Harkness got in on him, but it's a free kick, I think. There may have been a pull of the shirt in there. And West Ham have a free kick in a dangerous position here. Similar position to where Berger opened the scoring from. Going to be Julian Dix, who's got a wonderful left foot. He'll no doubt go for power. It's Dix. It's deflected over for a corner, and West Ham's pressure continues. West Ham have had a lot more of the ball in this half, and have looked more promising in this game than they did at all in the game against Arsenal at Highbury. Lomas with the cross in towards Kitson, and Lampard's there. Hartson straight at James, no real power behind it. Collision in the centre of the park now. There's Hartson, and now Kitson. You have to say it's been coming. Liverpool have not got out the blocks this half. They could have been too comfortable. But Paul Kitson has levelled for the Hammers. James went for the quick throw out. Maybe that was a mistake. It really wasn't on for Owen. And Hartson's flick opens it up. Kitson with the left foot. James beaten on the near post. It's 1-1. Be Monker to deliver into that near post, and it's Berger who'll come away with it, and Riedler back to Berger. We've got a counter-attack on for Liverpool here if they can keep this momentum. Riedler again, Owens with him. Riedler holding them off, Lampard in tow, but Riedler got his shot away and he slipped as he hit it, and luckily for West Ham the ball travels past the post. Pressure from Lampard there, just enough I think. Murphy. Ferdinand shadowing him. We got 9 minutes left here at Upton Park, and Liverpool are finishing the stronger. Leonardson's shot. It's blocked, but Kitson couldn't keep hold of it. Ince keeps it alive. Owen. Going to come out for Leonardson, and he's dispossessed, and there's no foul given, and Monker to Sinclair, and Kitson's away. The pass was measured. It's Paul Kitson for West Ham, and David James has saved Liverpool. It's a terrific pass from Sinclair. James made himself big. And what a big save that could prove to be. Monker to swing in the corner. And it goes towards Lampard, and he got underneath it. And Liverpool survive again. Murphy. McAteer might line one up. Monker got in the way. He's had a good game today, John Monker. Hartson, Kitson, who's been dangerous, but Harkness equal to him that time. Murphy, and Owens through. Michael Owen! Just like a Blackburn, he looks to have won it for Liverpool. They're off the bench. They know what a huge 3 points this could be. Owen's 7th goal of the season. And the youngster has made such an impact in such a short space of time. It's a terrific finish. It's good build-up, but Murphy cuts them open with that pass. And the right foot shot may have done it for Liverpool. It's all over. Owen the hero again away from home. West Ham can only wonder what may have been had David James not saved from Paul Kitson 5 minutes earlier. But Liverpool take the points.
Well, we've really got to talk about that brilliant performance there by Liverpool to come back, and a young man which wasn't involved in the game but came up with the winning goal, Michael Owen. It's just his thing, isn't it, Michael Owen, at the moment? He's just able to find that half a yard and find the space. It's the give and go which I love so much about that, but he's just a man with just bags of pace and no fear. He's a defender's nightmare. If I was defending against Michael Owen, I would have hated it, absolutely hated it. Would have stopped him though. Okay, all right. Let's not do old versus new. Maybe that's for someone else to do. Trevor, what about West Ham United? Got back in the game, but ultimately, was it poor finishing that cost them? I think so. I think Hartson, Dowie, Kitson, they all had their moments. They just didn't take them, which is a real shame for them. When you've got yourself back into the game, all you've got to do is to make sure you can keep it tight. And I felt that was a real problem overall, and it's a real shame what took place. Well, that starts our recap of all the other games that took place in the Premiership. We'll start off at Pride Park and Derby County taking on Southampton. Southampton were hoping to get the season back on track. Matt Letizia was hoping to continue his scoring prowess from free kicks. They got 1 out of 2 in this game. What they didn't count on was a bit of bad luck going their way and some turning out some poor defending. Paul Jones was in a terrible position, allowing Dean Sturridge with the opportunity to side foot and equalise. And then good work from Gary Rowlett to cross. Burton's header just out of reach of Jones inside the post. Luck certainly with the home side at Pride Park. And there was no fall to come before bit of pride. In fact, there was sheer delight in Derby's play. However, don't tell that to John Beresford. He was hit in a rather sensitive area, not before Dean Sturridge hit Southampton in an even more sensitive area. 3-1 to Derby County. More goals for the home side. Last season this was a nationwide Division 1 fixture. At the moment it's a Premiership fixture, and it turned out to be two sides that were very even as the game wore on. The opening goal arriving at the moment from Bruce Dyer, and before Bolton knew what happened, Palace were 2 up. Good work from Shipley, 4 defending it has to be said from Fish. Jaskalainen may want to look away at that one. But Bolton did find a way back into the game. Dean Holsworth supplied a pass through that eventually arrived to Nathan Blake. He was able to go and beat the goalkeeper at the near post. Bolton had a little bit of belief behind them and eventually did find an excellent equaliser. A Holsworth cross, a Blake header down, Alan Thompson's left foot finding the ball home. Maybe the goalkeeper could have done better. This game finished 2 apiece. Leicester City are keeping up in a remarkable charge for the Premiership title. 9 games in, if they continue with a performance like this, you may just believe them. The first goal was sheer tenacity, Tony Cottee showing that he will not be denied. The second one was sheer class. Cottee, Heskey and Izzet all combined to eventually leave Tony Cottee again with a tap-in. Goals don't come much sweeter and much better at that. Martin O'Neill, is he on the verge of winning the title with Leicester? Really? Sheffield Wednesday, a side that lacks confidence and conceded 5 goals in their last game, so they must have been delighted with their early start. A brilliant ball forward was fantastically finished by Paolo Di Canio 1-on-1 with Bosnich to give Wednesday the lead. And the lead would be doubled when Benito Carbone's brilliant free kick was too good and suddenly Wednesday found themselves 2-0 up away from home. But confidence has been Wednesday's problem at the moment and it showed. All it takes is one little crack for everything to change. Dwight York provided the assist, Stan Collymore provided a good set of strength and a cracking left-footed finish past Pressman, and all the confidence drained. Sheffield Wednesday were very much hoping for the 1, let alone nil points scenario at this point. But they did hang on to 1 point, more poor defending in the end. There was Stan Collymore to fire home with his right foot this time. Both sides had chances, this one was also 2 apiece. So now it's to Goodison Park and Everton Arsenal, and it was a game which very much a test of Arsenal's title credentials. Are they the side that can really challenge Manchester United and Chelsea at the moment? Chelsea themselves certainly are the side to beat at the moment. Could Arsenal keep pacing off their brilliant win last weekend? Commentary of this one comes from Trevor Davis.
Arsenal's away performances this season have led to perhaps hope for Everton, whose home form this season could be their salvation to staying in the FA Carling Premiership. Arsenal have a possible 7 points from 12 at the moment, while they have gone away. As for Everton, at the moment it's 6 from 12. While it might seem relegation form, it's a real test for both sides of their Premiership credentials. For Arsenal, can they win it? For Everton, can they stay in it? Everton today go with Barmby and Kanamatri offering support on the wings. One Michael Branch comes in to replace Mikkel Madar, Duncan Ferguson leading the line, and Richard Dunn is preferred at left back. For Arsenal today, Arsene Wenger has an injury problem. Bergkamp is injured, so Nicola Anelka signed earlier on the year partners Ian Wright. David Platt returns to partner Patrick Vieira, and Remy Gard starts on the right wing. Short. Adams will have his work cut out for him today against Duncan Ferguson. Here's Overmars, it's a fine ball, Anelka, and that's a lovely attempt. Ian Wright, Gerrard able to save it. Really good football from Arsenal, showing just how the quality that they had at West Ham last week. Here they were very, very unlucky. That was a good start. The feature of Arsenal's playing the wing-backs getting involved and pushing upwards. Here's Vieira. Anelka. Overmars has found himself on the right wing at the moment. This is Platt. He's caught there by Branch. Anelka, right to turn. Anelka was just trying to get there. Watson saw the danger. It's a good clearance, only as far as Lee Dixon. Vieira to drive forward again for Arsenal. Delightful from right. Unlucky from Anelka. When it arrived to him, Anelka turned, found himself in all the space. This is quite brilliant from Ian Wright, mind you. But his first touch took it away from Watson. Struck it first time. Good positioning from Gerrard. The absence of a team. Mark Overmars is on corner duty this afternoon for Arsenal. The card was unmarked. And the header was off target. Arsenal have started this game brightly, have created chances, and perhaps Rebranded should have done better with that one that he was presented with. And his first goal for Arsenal. Platt. Dixon did really well to get to that. Platt is offering himself a support. Here he is now. Anelka's got space. Gerrard is able to make a save, this time able to regain possession. But young Nicola Anelka, the Frenchman, is just finding space here. Oh, that's a great flick on. This is Ferguson. And that's brilliant work from Adams to recover. Had to make up a couple of yards there on Ferguson. That's great defending. Here's Winterburn. Guard. Vieira slides it into Wright. Well, Ian Wright's starting to hit form now. Well, again, it was slick passing here from the Gunners. Great work on interchangeable positions. The cleverness of Wright to use Watson to blindside the goalkeeper. Clever ball here by Vieira. One touch. The goalkeeper doesn't see that until it is halfway there. Great goal. Don't let the summer sunshine deceive you. It's definitely an A for a warm cup of coffee. In terms of the football being played at the moment, Arsenal are definitely moving the sharper. Right. He was caught. Overmars thought about taking it quickly. Yes, he does. And went to play it quickly towards Wright, who made the block. Short clearance. Speed is caught out. There's Platt. Here's Anelka! And Gerrard caught it on the bounce. More pressure from Arsenal. More mistakes from Everton. More good goalkeeping from Paul Gerrard, who has been their outstanding player. And that says a lot about the game. Everton with their heads up at the moment. Got to keep going. Here is a chance for Ferguson, using all his strength available and winning a free kick in a promising situation. Protest being made, Adams being spoken to. I'm not sure. There is a lot Tony Adams can say was wrong with that. And in this situation, that's the first time I think today Duncan Ferguson has got the better of him. Gary Speed or Nick Barmby? It's going to be Speed, and it's off the wall. Done. Straight away to Barmby. The red shirts of Arsenal win it back. Right. Quick counter-attack. Rebranded. Winterburn. Overmars ahead of him. Here he is now. He was caught. Referee plays advantage, but then as Arsenal lose possession, Craig Short goes into Gerald Ashby's book. 22nd minute, first yellow card. This is for the challenge. Whilst on the counter-attack, it was reckless. It is certainly late. It's worthy of a booking. I say. Frustration here. Watson and Dixon speaking to the referee. Dunn acknowledging he was just late there on David Platt. And that might be the end of it after that exchange. Mars is over the free kick. Madar, the substitute, is in the wall. And was that an attempt on goal from Mark Overmars? Platt. Hutchison was late. Was just spoken to. No more. It was Platt. And, well, did he get the ball? That's going to be the big question that's going to be asked. So, David Platt again to take the free kick, looking for Vieira. Hooks it into Overmars, back to Vieira! Saved by Paul Gerrard. Good effort, well struck. It's unlucky. It's more good play, particularly from Vieira. That's really great strength. Here's Lee Dixon. Platt. Madar has dispossessed him. Ferguson. Madar again. Space here for Cadamartri. Everton have got three charging forward at the moment. This needs a good cross. And Cadamartri decides to run into the box and find Ferguson! Takes a deflection! And it is cleared away. Well, that could have gone anywhere. Hutchison. John Spencer. Marshalled by Dixon. That's a good looking ball in. Good header away. Hutchison. Speed. Who hit it? And David Seaman has to make his first meaningful save. Leaping across to his left and claims that quite comfortably. But that's better from Everton. 30 minutes to try and really force an equaliser now. Test of Arsenal's back line. Watson was late there on right. Booking a tackle from behind, which will be outlawed next summer's World Cup in France. That's why. Cadamartri into Ferguson. Madar. Does he fancy a shot? He does, and it nearly fell to Ferguson, whose control let him down, despite the save by David Seaman. First time Arsenal's defence has been caught out, really. Seaman makes the save. Better touch from Ferguson. It could have been the equaliser. David Seaman knows a little bit of luck went the way of the Gunners there. Well, 1-0 to the Arsenal. It's a famous chance. It's a case of reality here. Everton have lost for the third time this season at Goodison Park. Arsenal with a big performance for them away from home, answering some questions of their performance. The goal scorer was Ian Wright, but the performance of the day certainly arrived to that of Paul Gerrard. The Everton goalkeeper made a plethora of saves. Sadly, it was to no avail. Full time here at Goodison Park, it is Everton 0, Arsenal 1.
Well, Trevor, 1-0 to the Arsenal, their first big one we've seen at the moment, and it could have been more, really. Yeah, I think them lacking Bergkamp, I think he's such an important player, and he is vital for them, so it's a shame that they've lost him. But at the same time, really, really good to sort of see in the way in which they were playing. I think Arsenal will just have to say it's one of those games that you'll take earlier on in the season. If that was later in the season, we'd say that's an excellent result, and I think that's the way the league works. Your performances, you play more expansive football earlier in the season, and you grind out results towards the end of it. And Arsenal want to be careful that they can continue to do more what they did in an expansive attacking football, as opposed to grinding results out, because if you start grinding on results out in October, it's a real challenge, I think, to try and win the Premiership from there. Well, let's go back and let's review the rest of the goal. No spoiler there that took place in the rest of the games. We'll start off with the Premiership leaders, Chelsea. They were at home to Newcastle United at Stamford Bridge. Newcastle United are still trying to find the balance between European football and then being able to play in the Premiership. Chelsea, though, have certainly got the balance after the midweek Cup Winners' Cup win. Torre Andre Flo got the only goal in this game, as Chelsea picked up a win to go top of the Premiership. Tottenham and Wimbledon played out a 0-0 draw in the end, and the best chance would arrive for the home side through David Ginola. This strike just a whisker away from Neil Sullivan's left-hand post. In the chances that would fly the other end, it were down to Efin Okoku. After a brilliant performance last weekend to get a hat-trick, he found himself with a curling strike to try and win the game off the outside of the post, as this one finished goalless. Coventry City's best moment in this game arrived for a brilliant turn from Darren Huckabee. Back from injury, a brilliant ball through to Dion Dublin, whose finish isn't quite on match. However, the most controversial talking points of the game was when Gallagher was brought down in the area by Gary Breen. Protests all around from Coventry players. The referee Paul Durkin was having absolutely none of it, but neither was Chris Sutton. Pulled his penalty wide despite beating Hedman, as this one finished goalless also. Well, after that, Chelsea stands top of the Premiership by a single point. Arsenal was second, separated on goal difference by Leicester City. After their defeat, Manchester United are down to 4th, and after their win, Liverpool are up to 5th. After Leeds United have bumped to the top half of the table at the moment, it's looking bleak for everyone at the bottom. Wednesday are the only side without a win on 3 points. Southampton, without a draw, sitting on 3 points. Barnsley's 2 wins make the bottom. After Everton's defeat, they drop just 1 space above the relegation zone, as does West Ham United. In the goal-scoring competitions for this season, all seasons, Dennis Bergkamp and Ian Wright lead the way. Says you need to know about Arsenal at the moment. Chris Sutton sits just behind them. Solskjaer, after his European hat-trick, is also right up there. Owen, after that last-minute goal, jumps up the list. Trevor, we looked at top goal scorers that we've seen here, and Arsenal have got 1 and joint second. It perhaps shows you where their reliance is for goals, but maybe if you look at Man United, their main centre forward that isn't starting is their main lineup, and you look at Chelsea and they've got Zola and Vialli, really. Yeah, they have. I think goal scorers are going to be key for this at the moment. I think Bergkamp, once he gets off this knock, wants to be kept wrapped in cotton wool, because he is the absolute key to this Arsenal side. Wright's in form, which is brilliant to see. I mean, there's so many great players. I think no one's talking about, the Blackburn duo of Gallagher and Sutton, both in the top of the table. So it's excellent, really. Well, final word at the moment for yourself and Trevor at the moment on a weekend in which Manchester United have lost Roy Keane for the season. Yeah, I think it'll be a real blow to them. I mean, Man United have got a really good squad. The question is this young squad, can they continue to play without arguably their best outfield player, maybe the best overall player? They lost Cantona last season, Keane this season. It's going to be tough for Man United. Well, if you're going to place a bet, I guess the time is now. As for us, what's your bet on the match today, man of the day? Easy. It's the Czech, Patrick Berger, for his outstanding goal. From all of us, good night.
It's going to be Ince. Floated in towards Owen, who won it well. Berger left foot. Oh, I say, what a goal! It's Patrick Berger.
Thank you for watching here this match on Trevor Sports. If you've liked it, please don't be afraid to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you do fancy it, head on over to Ko-fi. The link is in the description. Buy me a coffee for all the hard work. Further than that, make sure you enjoy more games coming up.